Beta guys coming back at you with another video.
Yeah, today we've got a list of the good, the bad,
and the ugly.
We brought our friend Eric today.
Yeah, let's start with the hero first. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I'd say the most memorable hero for me has to be Spartan 117. I think out of all the video game characters I've played as, I've watched him grow as a person. I've kicked ass with him several times. Although I have to say, I haven't played the newest one, number 5.
5, I haven't
where
either.
he supposedly goes rogue. I'm not sure how they would spin that after he saved the world like 5 times, but
Yeah.
Maybe when it gets discounted, I might check it out.
It's a big galaxy. I'm sure they got room to grow there. I stopped with the number 4, and I wasn't even in love with that game.
I hated 4.
Yeah, I mean, Halo 3 was my favorite.
Halo 3 was awesome.
Yeah, it was, with the exo balls and the bubble shields. That was cool.
They added just enough to Halo 3 to where it wasn't too much. It was just perfect, like with the bubble shields and everything. And then now they've added like just all these other aspects from other games, and it just doesn't feel like a Halo anymore to me.
Yeah.
So,
Jetpacking,
Yeah.
sprinting.
Yeah, isn't that where they introduced Forge as well? Forge mode,
I think
number 3?
Yeah, because Griffball was in that one desert map. He just opened the bottom. Yeah.
I miss Forge, and we spent hours on that making some really cool maps. Maybe someday we'll show them to you. But yeah, what do you think, Eric? What's your favorite hero?
My hero, I based my stuff off of props because they mentioned props. So mine was Starfox. I chose. I've had Starfox in my life since I was a child. Super Nintendo. Had that growing up. Played Starfox on it. Never very good at it because it was super difficult. But as time went on, like Starfox 64 came out whenever I had the Nintendo 64, and it was phenomenal. And it was super cool. Like, they added the tanks and stuff like that, not just the flight. And then another funny thing, like, as you went, you could unlock where you're just running around as the characters in this battle mode, which was kind of funny. But then GameCube hit, and they had an adventure game. And it wasn't like Star Fox Flight stuff. It was just a straight-on like Star Fox Adventure, which was pretty neat. It was different. I know a lot of people didn't like it.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, and then they had one for the Wii U as well, the newest Star Fox. But then within all of that, starting with the 64, they had Super Smash Bros., which is where I'm sure a lot of people were introduced to Star Fox.
Yeah,
and he was always my favorite.
Yeah,
because he was quick, he was weak, but he was quick, and that's why I always liked him. And he had like the reflector shield and stuff like that, which always added a little more to his depth as fighting. So.
Well, the first time I've ever seen or heard of Star Fox was on the N64 clothing store, like Kohl's or something, and they had a console, but it was Flight, and I was flying around like an asshole at 7 years old. And I just remember
barrel roll,
like,
dual barrel roll,
blowing up or something, and the frog dude is like, no! When you die, like it was...
They had the stupidest commentary, but great gameplay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I miss Star Fox. I played him a little bit. I was more of a Kirby guy on Super Smash Brothers, but pretty awesome character overall. Well, my favorite hero is going to have to be Link from the Legend of Zelda series. I've played a few of the games, starting back from the Ocarina of Time on the 64 to Majora's Mask, some of the Game Boy games as well. But overall, I really feel like he's a well-rounded character. He just kind of like comes out and does his own thing. He's got a million weapons. He's got like a bomb, a boomerang. Somehow he uses that ocarina as a weapon or something to do magical stuff. Sword. I mean, just anything you can think of.
I like Link a lot. I think, like you mentioned, like with the ocarina or ocarina, however you want to say it.
Ouija.
Ouija. But like as the games went on, like that developed and adapted with him. Like you used the ocarina a lot for like calling opponent and stuff. so you could ride your horse. But like in Majora's Mask, you use that for like time travel and like the different songs of the different races, and as they went on, like it always had its use, but it was never the same.
Yeah, Link, I can say I honestly seen and played Link before in 64, believe it or not, on the original Nintendo, that old. That's the first time I experienced playing Zelda at my family's house in California. So, I can definitely relate to...
Yeah.
That game was like a giant maze.
Yeah.
The original one, it was awesome.
I think that was the first game that was like an open world sandbox kind of style, at least for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just that alone, I spent hours just like riding through the lowlands, just experiencing cool stuff. It was awesome.
With Majora's Mask, there were so many different side quests to unlock, like all the different masks and stuff like that, and I literally played that thing until I had everything you could get from it. So that's what started my completionist side of gaming, like even before achievements or trophies, like whichever console you play on, like that started that for me.
I had to complete it because I only had like 2 games at the time. So yeah, let's move on to the bad guys. We're gonna let you know our favorite villains. So Mark, why don't you start us off?
Anyone who knows me probably knows my favorite, or one of my favorite villains. Maybe not necessarily a villain, but just someone who does misdeeds a lot. Agent 47. I modeled my GTA character after him.
Yeah,
if
that's
that
true.
tells you anything. Basically, I chose him because the dude's getting paid to kill people whether they deserve it or not. And one of my favorite games, Blood Money, gave you the... I mean, I guess you can do it in any of them, but you could literally start the mission, have all your weapons ready, and just massacre anyone in the game and still complete the mission. Like, it's pretty sadistic to me. Yeah,
pretty cool stuff.
There's no fail. Yeah,
awesome.
You literally plot someone's murder from start to beginning, and you can kill them any way you want to. It's just pretty brutal, and that's why that's one of my favorite villains.
I'm gonna have to be honest with you, because that's from Hitman, right?
Yeah.
I have never played a Hitman game. Like, I've always looked at them and saw, well, those look pretty cool. I just never have played one.
I haven't either.
I've
watched him play it, but
I would say if you I hadn't played the newest one. Absolution was pretty disappointing because basically you could switch disguises, but if someone looked at you too long, they would figure out that you weren't who you appeared to be, which I thought was completely pointless.
Yeah,
right. Like, what's the point of having a disguise if 10 seconds later somebody's gonna and then try to kill you?
Eric, what's your bad guy?
My bad guy, once again, prop driven, is the Joker.
We couldn't afford the props, sorry guys.
But how they did Joker overall in the actual like Arkham trilogy from Arkham Asylum, City, and Night was phenomenal. Because, like, I don't know if you guys have played it or not, but, like, in the end of City, I guess you kill him, which I've never played City, but in, like, Arkham Knight, you're hallucinating and basically seeing him, like, as you go through. But, like, he's done so well in that game, and he's just crazy and dark and demented, and I absolutely love it. But since I was going prop-driven, I definitely had to stick with Joker, because I absolutely love Batman, and Joker was just one that really popped out to me, and they really did an awesome job.
Why so serious?
I mean, Joker's one of the coolest villains of all time. I mean, among almost any platform.
Probably the most recognizable in the world.
Yeah, I mean, other than like Darth Vader, but I mean, really, they're neck and neck. And isn't he voiced by like Mark Hamill in like not the comics, but like most of the TV series and the games,
cartoon shows and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he really brings them to life.
Yeah, he does awesome, and because he wants to watch the world burn. Like, he doesn't care about money and stuff. Like, that's what's great about it. He just does it for the anarchy.
Okay, I had to go with a character that was a little bit off the beaten track. A lot of people probably haven't heard of this guy, but he's called the Watcher, and he's from the Darksiders series. He's not in the second one, but he's only in the first one, obviously, because he's killed at the end. Spoiler alert, sorry. But War, basically one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, is like told by this council that, hey, you started the apocalypse, now you got to fix it. Obviously, they were just working him up to get him to fix everything. But he had this guy connected to his arm the entire time, basically like controlling him, pushing where to go, taking his power down to a minimum. That way, he couldn't destroy him. And at the very end, he betrayed him, showed that he was really one of the main villains in the story. And I thought that was really cool. And he's also voiced by Mark Hamill.
Really?
I just realized. So
Get a boner from Mark Hamill.
I really like him. You know, I think his voice just makes characters really really pop. But yeah, he's a cool character. If you guys haven't played it, it's definitely worth it. So I'm looking forward to the third one. They haven't announced a release date, but they have hinted at it. So really cool.
It's like one of those deals in Batman vs Superman when Batman was the oldest fuck in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
everyone else was young as hell.
That whole movie is just fucked. I can't kill you because your mom's name is Martha.
What?
Oh, my name's
Your mom's name is Martha? My mom's name is Martha.
Let's be best friends. But yeah, the ugliest character. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, ugliest character didn't really like. I don't know if people will remember, but I decided to go with Hag Raven from Elder Scrolls series. And to me, when I first saw that, I was like, "That's the ugliest bitch I've ever seen."
It's a little disturbing, yeah.
She had like no clothes on, and she's all saggy, and it's just nasty looking. But yeah, that was probably one of my most ugliest encounters playing RPG.
Pretty
thing
memorable.
that nightmares are made of.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think, Eric?
Once again, prop driven. I was going to go with the Great Mighty Poo from Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Never played that one.
If you have not, you need to at least look up the song that he sings as you're fighting him, because it's hilarious.
He sings while you're fighting him?
Yes.
That's epic.
It's awesome. It's like opera song. He's like, oh, but he's like singing this song with lyrics and stuff. So, prop-wise, I went with the Revenant from Doom. Just overall Doom from like back in the day, like original like pixelated 2D looking crap to now, like their demons have always been hideous, like the floating eye things and stuff like that. But Doom's just a solid game anyways, and the Revenant are just creepy as shit.
I just played the demo, so again, I was too cheap to buy the game. I did think it was pretty cool, though.
I can remember people getting so many kills that they could play as this guy, and I'd just get wrecked.
I kind of chose a similar-looking guy. Not really. Gravemind from, I believe, Halo 2 and Halo 3. I'm not sure if you guys know this guy, but he's like basically the Flood. He's like the hub of the Flood. He's like the brain, and he's a part of every cell of the Flood. They're like a zombie race that are like impossible to wipe out, because if any spore is left, it'll just attach itself to any organic matter, and it'll become the Flood again.
It's like a virus.
Yeah, so if you destroy it, it'll just pop up again, and basically the brain is any of the cells genetically, so it's been around forever, it's ancient, and it's ugly as hell. And
a giant blob of shit.
Yeah, and it's really smart, and it talks like a philosopher, and it's just really creepy when you first meet it in like this like cave-like setting.
Yeah, I remember that from Halo 1, where you stumble on that spaceship, and you see like dead soldiers everywhere, and then you take their chips and put it in your armor to see what basically took place, and then they break out again, and you have to gun your way out of there.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's like a zombie survival game at some point because of it. If you agree with us, let us know below.
Yeah, this has been the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah, let us know what your favorites are and what characters you think are the best heroes, villains, or just the straight up ugliest character you've ever played as.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Later.